Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. I think this is the first time in history that this has been done. I am officially applying for a position at Chanel online, and I think times have changed. I think that a CV, it's obsolete. We're living in a digital media world where everything is immediate, instant. So why not just talk to Chanel directly through this platform while everybody else is present and witnessing? Now, Karl Lagerfeld is going to be there for the rest of his life, and we all love him and we all respect him. If Chanel in any time would plan to move forward with any sort of decisions design-wise, I would love to enter into the Chanel world and work for you guys and be you guys, because to me, Chanel represents everything. I live, breathe, and am Coco perfectly and to a T. Now, this passion and love of mine was born, I would say, from the moment I could speak. I remember my mom having Chanel number 5, and I remember, going through the pages of Vogue, and every time a commercial of Chanel would pop up, I would just stop and gaze into it, because it was just so refined and perfect, whether it be with a white frame around it and then a black lining, or no black lining, but then there's a cut at the bottom of the commercial with the Chanel inscription at the bottom, and then all of these women and also men depicted on the photos, most of the photos taken by Karl Lagerfeld, some rare at the beginning by Newton as well, were just incredible. I have over 50 books on Coco Chanel. I have read the official ones, the non-official ones. I have breathed Coco Chanel's spirit through and through, and I love what Lagerfeld is doing. He's one of those rare designers that kept the DNA of Chanel alive throughout all of these decades, and I would intend to preserve that first and foremost, because he had the very clear vision to keep the DNA of Chanel preserved. Secondly, and this is perhaps even the greatest aspect of the entire endeavor that I would like to go through, is literally live the Chanel dream and keep that dream alive. We know that she comes from very humble beginnings. We know that she was an orphan. We know that she, for the times that were given to her when she was born, women had almost no chance. The odds were all against her of making it in such a ruthless and difficult world as it was back in the day when she was very young and all alone in an orphanage. And yet she made it. And she made it through and brought to the world an aesthetic and a sign and a mark of what she is and what she stands for in such a sublime way. And that delicacy and that beautiful, effortless elegance is something I strive for constantly. You might ask yourself, who am I? Well, it's a bit of a mystery, but at the same time, I can guarantee you that I am the perfect fit for Chanel, because I talk to people. I know people. I'm in constant contact with the needs of people, what people want, what the customer wants. I am in Chanel boutiques all the time. I talk to the sales representatives. I understand what their questions are, what their problems are, what the customer's questions and problems are. I've been through Chanel. I've been an official customer of Chanel since 2004 boutiques, but secondhand and heritage Chanel since, it was already in my family since forever. But bags, the quality of the bags, how they're produced nowadays, from the classic reissue 255, there are still things that can be done to make it even more Chanel, even closer to her first vision of the 255 bag. The makeup, the cosmetic, everything. From the Leblanc series that is made only for Asia, which I hunt down like a tiger hunter, either when I'm in Asia or when somebody else is in Asia to bring it back to me, or the regular releases in America, Europe, and all over the rest of the world. Each and every video I make, makeup is Chanel all over my face. The clothes, I also adore all of from the whimsical to the more serious pieces of Chanel, from the pret-a-porter to the sportive line to the haute couture. The accessories, all over the place. Every possible, imaginable type of accessory that has ever been produced, from sunglasses to cuffs to brooches. I have an archive of it whether it be a visual one, digital one, where I have studied proportions, sizes, colors, materials, or whether it be an actual material archive of my own pieces that I collect. Shoes. This is something I haven't shown so much in videos, but I have a huge archive of Chanel shoes of particular and pop inspired ones. This is the one with the needle. We're just missing the thread. I would be the thread in that case. All for study and design purposes. Fragrances. You know, I am a huge lover of Chanel fragrances. Whether it be the Les Exclusives range that Jacques Paul so masterfully elongated and prolonged after the first 4 were already present in the boutiques, to the expansion of it and then the acquisition after him of his son Olivier, and then the subsequent releases of Misia and Boy, or whether it be the regular mass releases of Chance Eau Vive, also by Olivier Polge. All of them have been studied by me. All of them have been researched by me. I use those fragrances as well. I don't just talk about them. They are a part of my life. The new number 5 L'Eau, also present in my life every day. And I'm loving the modern twist and take on Chanel number 5 in this bottle. Coco Noir. I still remember the slogan of Jacques Paul saying that we have light through darkness revealed. Everything that Chanel has done, and then posthumously, from 1983, what Karl Lagerfeld took over and delivered to us year by year, season by season, pre-collection by pre-collection, haute couture per haute couture, métier d'art per métier d'art, cruise for cruise. I have each and every one of them in my mind. And at the moment, right now, I have at least already 10 collections set, ready to go. And I would love to be able to work with all of the incredible people that are working at the Maison of Chanel within the haute couture ateliers. Not just them, though. I would love to talk to all of the sales representatives in the boutiques. I would love to talk more directly to the consumers and customers as well. And this is the first approach because I'm making this official on this particular social media platform because I think times are changing. We need a more direct approach. We need to hear and learn how to listen and learn how to allow ourselves to be guided by who was there before us. The seamstresses, the incredible, talented ladies and gentlemen working in the Maison of Chanel that have been there longer almost than anybody else, are the real true carriers of the essence of Chanel. And those are the people that ultimately teach us and talk to us and whisper to us from afar or from near the spirit and ghost of Mademoiselle Chanel. And I think that Mademoiselle Chanel deserves the best. And as arrogant as this may sound to you, I do believe I am the best. So take that in consideration if you were ever to consider any sort of application that is outside of the norm, that is outside of the box, because you know that Coco Chanel herself was extremely experimental. She did not care so much for pleasantries or obsolete and archaic techniques. So I would say this is a modern approach. It's a modern take. It hasn't been done before. Chanel, sponsored secretly Jean Cocteau's theater pieces. I do love the idea, the poetic idea that perhaps, just perhaps, Jean Cocteau developed the double C's logo or idea of it poetically for her and him as the unity of Cocteau and Chanel. That sort of poetry and that sort of mystery is what I would love to bring to the table over and over again, from collection to collection, from season to season, from vision to vision. And especially, the most important thing of all is to create again something that Chanel is losing, and that is a connection, a strong connection, bond, and trust with the consumers and clients. Thank you so much for your consideration and watching. I hope you have enjoyed this presentation and a very indirect and yet so direct application. I love you all. Never give up on love. See you soon. Take care. Bye.